Episode 121. I've been looking forward to this. Episode 121 of the Carrying the Culture Show. We got a legendary brother on the show for the second time. Queens get the money. Fucking
yes,
sir. Executioners, X-Men, legendary, legendary.
It's good.
Living legends. I'm saying I fuck with living legends, man. Mr. Sinister, thank you very much for coming through again. Appreciate you.
Yes, thank you for having me again.
Yeah, you're a good dude. I like you, man. You just look like you're a nice dude. Like you're a nice dude, yo. You know what I'm saying? And I think I'm just totally off the cuff here. Like I just like dealing with you as a person, and you know what I'm saying? You know,
thank you.
It's just you're easy. And you're just a regular, in terms of just nice guy. So I appreciate that shit. As I get older, I really appreciate that shit much more. You know what I mean?
Thank you very much. Man. I appreciate that. I appreciate you
being a dope DJ. I mean, like you're a nice person, so that's important. So it's you know what I mean. So everybody, we got a fun show. We're gonna chop it up for a few minutes, and then we got a live set. He's gonna rock out for a few minutes with the room audio. We're gonna do it MacGyver style, you know what I'm saying? This is we bootlegging shit, taking it back to the park. So we're gonna get into it. So everybody, if you have questions right now, you can use the questions feature, and then we'll see if we can pull them up. But so we're gonna chop it up for a few minutes, and then we're gonna jump into the set because I had some stuff we didn't cover the first time. So you're from Queens, right? That's correct.
Yep.
Corona.
Queens, born and raised.
Corona.
Yep, Corona, East Elmhurst.
Okay.
Same thing. It's like switched up.
Okay, so take me. I always like when everybody. New York is so big and so vast. There's so much. Everybody's got a different experience. So I always like to know, like, what's your Queens experience? Because I know that, G-Rap's from Corona, Beat Nuts are from Corona.
Yep.
And Elmhurst, that's Herbie, and so like, what was your shit coming up?
Wow. My shit, there was so much stuff, man. There's like so much stuff back in the days when I was growing up. Like, of course, what you mentioned, like we had Eric B, we had Rakim, we had G-Rap, we had, of course, the B-Nuts, we had Vic. Got a lot of dope producers out there. See the Cuban, the whole environment where I was at was just like musical. Like, I remember like going to a diner. There's a diner. Anybody from Queens is there. There's a diner over there called the Buccaneer. It was right up the block from my grandmother's, and this diner was like epic. And like everybody went there. Like every time like the artist came in, you'd always see Salt and Pepper pull up in there. You see Eric B and Rakim pull up in there. You see MC Light pull up in there. Even people from Brooklyn was coming through there. And that was just like the hub in Queens. It was directly up the block from my crib. So they all used to come up there and chill out. And, I was a kid coming up. So I used to walk by there and just see all of them, see all of this stuff. And it was like mesmerizing for me at this time, man, because my area was like a hub full of music and full of stars and hip hop people that came through. And we all seen this as we was coming up. And the environment was great. So that's the environment that I was around in Queens. And that was the whole experience, like that's what got me into it. Like just watching all of that stuff and all the people that came out of the neighborhood that were around and the energy that was going on, So that's what I got out of it. My experience from being in my neighborhood. That's always Queens all day for me.
Being there, and it's crazy because that's exactly what Kwame said about being in the same area. Like he said you couldn't help but just be a part of this shit. Like because it was just everywhere around you at that time. East Elmhurst, that whole area, like he was like, and it's funny, man, because since you're the second person that's really telling me that, like, everyone talks Brooklyn, and when we talk Queens, really, we talk Queensbridge a lot, you know what I mean? But that area is, heavy hitters.
It was like a hub. It was like a big hub of artists, man. And anybody from that area can tell you, man, it was just like a hub of things going on. So much was going on at that time, and it was all music, b-boys, beatboxers. It was just everything was in that particular area. Big shout out to Kwame because I forgot to mention him. Because I used to actually go to Kwame's house. He used to live 3 blocks away from me, and he's the first one that I went to his house and like saw the turntable set up and all that stuff. So big shouts to him too, what you mentioned him, because I left him out, and he's a big part of my history.
Wait, well, expand on that for a second. So, like, I mean, I need to hear that. Like, tell me a little bit.
Yeah, so my cousins used to come into town, and my uncle, he owned a house I lived on 94th Street and 30th Avenue. That's like 3 blocks, 4 blocks, literally from LaGuardia Airport. But up on 97th Street, which is now Malcolm X Way on 23rd Avenue, my uncle had a house. And when my cousins used to come into town, I used to go. I used to walk over there. And Kwame lived like 3 houses down from where my cousins were, where my uncle used to live. So every time I used to walk by there, I used to see him. And he'd be like, yo, what's up? He'd say, what's up? And I'd be like, what's up? And then I kept seeing him there all the time. So one day when I was at my cousin's house, he was like, yo, I got the stuff in my house. I'm like, what are you talking about? So I got the equipment in my house. I'm like, word? He's like, yo, you want to come through? And it's like a little tiny house, and I always walk past it. And I walked into his house, and this is at the time I would say the Rhythm was out.
Okay. It
was probably out a little bit after that. And I was just psyched to go to his house. And I went in there, and he had these turntables set up, and he was DJing, and I'm sitting up there like, wow, I didn't even know you got down like that. Like, I'm just up there watching him. So that was the starting of me knowing him, and just that he was even in that neighborhood. And of course, he introduced me to all the other people that was around there. Like, I started seeing Herbie Lovebug. I started seeing him, and I started seeing Salt and Pepper and all of them around that area. And these are the days of the Jettas and stuff like that. The Jetta was like the illest car to have. You remember that? The Jetta. Everybody had the Jettas back in there, and those like the style cars, and the cherry BMWs, the M3s. Those are the style of cars, and that's what I was around. So that's how I got to see all of that stuff.
Yeah, and the crazy thing about him, I mean, you may have already noticed that. So like, you saw his equipment and stuff, but he had told me when he was on the show that he was stealing. He was going to Herbie's house. Yeah. Every time he went out, he would break into Herbie's house, use his shit, and learn.
Yeah. This must have been before that. Yeah. He must have found him smart and dumb. Herbie must have told him, yo, you gotta get your own set, man.
Yeah. So early quality stuff. So this is how he got he got hip to it, and then it's funny, like, I'm saying, you're coming along. So
yes.
It's crazy how everything is so interconnected in hip hop, with all these stories, man. I never would have. And it's like he was label mates with MC Breed, and they was homies and shit. So it's like this, wild. You know what I mean?
It's all about how things interconnect, man.
Right. Yo, so I had a question about the battle with the Scratch Pickles. Like, how did that initially come about? Was that on some because I know from the B-boy element of things, shit usually comes about because of some type of beef. And MCing it comes about type of beef. So how did that come about with those guys?
Well, from what I remember, I think we were at a spot, and Cuban and them were actually in town, I think. And Crazy Legs, big shouts to him. He's the one that actually was sitting down, and we all were cool with each other. So we were cool, and we had been to Cali plenty of times, and we got on over there at their spots, and Dave came over here. So one day we were just sitting down, and they were in town, and we all were sitting down eating, and it was like a big Rocksteady thing. And Crazy Legs was just mentioning this, like, yo, it'd be kind of crazy if y'all guys battled. And that was the initiation of what started this. And we were like, what are you, crazy? Like, we were like, nah, we wouldn't battle each other. We were all cool with each other. And he was like, no, I'm serious, man. You guys should battle. That'd be a great battle. I think I would love to see that, and I think a lot of other people would love to see that. And we didn't even take it seriously. And then Alex Aquino, who was the Invisible Scratch Pickles manager at the time, was like, yo, I can make that happen. Like, we can make that seriously happen. And next thing you know, we all agreed to it. And we were like, yo, okay, we can do this. And it was kind of like a friendly competition. And we were like, yeah, we were going to do this. And it ended up being us really rehearsing and going hard, and they were on the other side rehearsing because we were like really emotional about this. Like we were like, wow, we really want to do this, and we knew that they were good, and they knew that we were good. So both crews just sat up and really started practicing hard to the point to where when they got to the battle, when they got to the place we did the Twilo, they were like, yo, I mean, did you see what they had? They were asking people that knew us, like, what do they have? Like, what do they got? You know, did you see what they got? Like, we were like, what do they have? We didn't know. So it kind of like was a serious, friendly competition between us, but we were like taking it really seriously. So Crazy Legs is the one that initiated that whole thing. Like he was like, yo, y'all gonna battle. And then Alex Aquino was the one that got it, like went and got it done with the venues and stuff, and it ended up being this epic battle. You know, so
dope. That's one for the ages, man. You know what I'm saying? That's part of the culture, and that's an important.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
That's the timeline of shit. Like it's like,
Yes.
do you remember when? That's a do you
Yes.
remember? You know what I mean? So yo, did you guys have beef with other crews on some DJ shit? Like as if it was what is it like in that arena?
And that, well, you know, big shouts to Superman. The reason why the X-Men were formed is because, right, of course, everybody knows there was a crew called the Supermen, which is Clark Kent's crew.
Yep.
And at that time, they were dominating the DJ scene. And it was Richie Rich, Scratch. They were all in competitions. They were like on wax, and their name was all over the place. And we were like, you know what? We think we can burn these guys. And so we named ourselves the X-Men because they were the Supermen. So we're like, all right, we're going to X these guys out. This is how the X-Men name came out. We're going to X these guys out. So we're the X-Men, and they're the Supermen. So we had a little rivalry beef with them for a little bit. It was all about taking out the man on top. That's the attitude it was back then. Like, these guys on top, we feel like we're the underdogs. We feel like we're better. So we're going to go after them. And we had a little beef with them at one point, and we all knew each other, but we had some friendly beef with them. We never really had beef with other crews, like no other people. It was pretty much for us. It was pretty much with them, and it got to the point when we even did our album, we kind of took shots at them. Like if you hear the Cypher on the Express's album, you hear my man Pliz goes, "Winning the Wheels of Steel, this friction, mutation." Then he says a line. He goes, "You know, you say you scratch Super, man. I don't understand. It's like Kryptonite hit your clan." So he was like throwing like little jabs at them, and we were throwing jabs at them through the MCs, and we were at Tramps, and a lot of people were coming up to us like, "Yo, what did you mean by that line?" Like, yo, it was like crazy. Like we were just doing it out of fun, but people were coming up to us like, "Yo, what the hell do you mean by that line? You dissing us?" Like, it was kind of like that environment in the beginning, and then after a while, it kind of panned out. But it was going on for a little bit where we were running into each other, and we had words. I remember Rob used to have words with Richie Rich. He had words with Richie Rich and Clark at that time. You know, I was always a neutral guy. I never really, tried to go. Of course, I was always down with my crew, the X. If it came down to it, it was just, this is my squad. So wherever way they going, that's the way I'm going, because that's what it is. But we had words with them, running into them in places. We had a couple of words with them. But then eventually it all started to pan out, and we ended up all being cool after that.
Now, it's cool when, like, you can have a serious competition and then, you know what I'm saying, recognize real, and then, be straight after. It's like that's grown man shit. So that's what's up.
Exactly. Exactly.
So that's dope. And I think hip hop needs more of that shit. Like, you know what I mean? As far like on a friendly, personally.
If you think about it, at that time when those things were going on, it was great when it was just like friendly competitions. It kind of like gave excitement to this game. If you think about it, like, it gave a lot of excitement. People were wondering, like, who's gonna answer what? Who's gonna say what? Like, even on wax, who Mo D is LL gonna respond, and is Mo D gonna respond back to LL? Is KRS gonna respond back to such and such? Is Shan gonna respond to KRS? Like, it was all fun then because it kind of kept the excitement going in the hip hop game, like friendly war, friendly beef. It kind of like stirs up a little bit of excitement and drama, and it keeps people talking and keeps people like waiting to see what's gonna happen. Like this is what the culture's missing right now. Like I think like it's missing that. You know, sometimes to be honest, this is the only place I'll say this is that sometimes I don't battle anymore, but sometimes I want to battle again. Like I'm like I want to like it's just. I'm like, I sit in my house and go, sometimes I wish somebody would fucking call me out. Like, I really wish this would happen. Like, you know, not saying I want it to happen. Sometimes I do, like, because it's friendly. Like, and sometimes you need that. That kind of gives me a push. Like, that motivates me, actually, if somebody calls me out or somebody says, yo, I think I could burn Sinister, I think I can do that. That would actually fuel me to just go and dig more into my shit. Like it wouldn't make me be like, nah, I'm not gonna do it, or I'm above somebody. Fuck all that. Like I'm a DJ, and if a DJ calls me out, that's my platform to fucking step up and prove myself. And I will never step down for no battle. Like if somebody calls me, I'll always step to the plate, and I'll be studying somebody. So it's kind of like I'm not just gonna sit there and go, okay, no, I'm gonna do some homework on you first, and then I'll be like, all right, yeah. Then I'm gonna figure out where I can get you at, where I can get. It's fun. It's just this is what, like you mentioned, this is what the game is missing. It's missing that camaraderie. Let me say it right. I'm like camaraderie and rivalry, like but a friendly competition type of thing. You know?
Nah, it is, man, and still sharp as steel. Like you guys going into that battle knew you had to be on point. Like you know what I'm saying? Like you had to come. Had to show and prove. So it's like, so that's, you know, and so
no other choice.
No other.
No.
Step your game up. I mean, like you name some legendary battles, and like you look at the bridge, and then you look at the bridge is over.
Yes.
Like, classic, like you know what I mean, like
yes,
you know, like MC Light, Crushing Antoinette, like I mean, all these different things.
Wow. You know? Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So
I love those days, man. Those days are so great, man. I miss those days. It's just sometimes I wish I could bring myself back into a time machine and just stay there at the age I'm at now and just wish all that stuff was still going on, because this is what I feel birthed me and birthed the competitiveness in it, like just with the battles and all that stuff. This is what birthed me. I mean, you went into battles back then, it was competition. It's like you had cats who was coming from all over the place, and you had to be sharp. Like you anything you did, you had to be sharp. It was either that or you got booed. These new crowds today, they're more political. I would say they're more like humble and like, all right, well, we're not gonna diss. Yo, then when you was coming up in like the battles in 89, 90, 91, 92, if you wasn't good, you were getting booed straight the fuck up. The crowd did not care. They didn't have no care about your feelings. You were getting booed off the fucking stage. Like, if you didn't come with it. So it kind of pushed you to do a fucking set that was fucking amazing, that you knew you were going to come out of there and make a fucking mark. You weren't going to get booed, and you weren't going to do that. You know, you were going to come there tight because you had to. If you didn't come there tight, you was going to get booed, and nobody wants to get booed.
Yeah. Those were the days, like you said. Wish we could go back to that. I mean, I don't fuck with the AI shit, but that'd be a dope thing to use it for. Like, if you use, that'd be some like, you know, 90s on the block, man. I don't know, like, just take me back, man. But the thing is, I always say, you know, like, nobody can take that shit away from us, brother. Like,
no,
like we got receipts, like, you know what I mean? And it was like, that's like I instantly go back there. Like I'm there all the time. I never left, yo.
I know.
I never left, man. I rock one pant leg up, one down. I'm still whatever. So, you know what I mean?
The cross colors, the lottos. I'm still in that era.
I never left Abrax era. You know what I mean? So, yo, so question before we got a live set coming up from you. Odd Couple, how did that come about? Because the funny thing is, to me, Rob was just on last week for the second time. You're on that. Like, it's a perfect name. because
It is.
like, I'm like, man, these dudes couldn't be more different. Like, like that, but just based on just I put you a few times, I'm like, damn, like these, So how did that come about?
Well, when me and Rob first got together, when we first got back, we hadn't been. Rob was doing this thing with the. He was with Ill Insanity, and then he actually was starting to teach his classes, and I was doing some things over there. So we finally decided to get back together, and we were like, yo, we haven't gotten together, but we decided to come back together, and we were like, we started doing these videos, and that's what we really started doing, was doing these videos. We had no name, and just we were going to go as executioners, and of course, people knew who we were, but we started doing videos, and they just started to go viral, just us practicing and doing that. So we were like, you know what, maybe we have something here, and we should take this and start practicing doing shows. So we're trying to think of a name, and Rob was like, yo, I think we should name ourselves the Odd Couple. And because he was like, because it's kind of like we are, like, in reality, we're like that. Like, it's the same thing. It made sense because just how the TV show is, we're like that in reality. Rob is more of a anal guy. He's more of a perfectionist guy. He's more straight, narrow. I'm more of the out and around and anywhere type shit. More of, all right, I'm here. I want to go here. I go there. And in the show, The Odd Couple, that's how like Felix Unger and Oscar Madison are. Like, Felix is like the conservative one, and he's always neat, and he's picking shit up off the floor. And Oscar's like the sloppy dude that throws shit all over the floor, and he doesn't care. So we were like, yo, this is a perfect name for us because it kind of fits our characters in reality. And even on a TV show, it kind of fits that mold of what they were. And that's exactly how we are. So we named ourselves that, and that's how that came about. And it absolutely just fit perfectly. And that's how it came about.
It certainly seems like it fits. It's crazy. Like, it's crazy. But that's dope, though, that, like, that, that it's like that, and that that's your man, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, you ready?
Yeah, I'm gonna being that you made me flip the phone, I gotta get Colleen in here, Sapphire, so she can hold the phone while I'm doing that, and I'm gonna make the sound as loud as you can. Miss Sapphire, here she comes. Yeah, she's coming in.
Super dope.
Can you can see the tables and everything, right?
Wait, yeah. Wait, you gonna?
Okay, she's gonna hold it, right?
DJ Sapphire on the cam.
So, she can see she's going like this. Okay.
Got a new.
You can hear that?
What's that?
I give it a little rubber.
Yeah.
Okay? All right. You understand over there? Okay, so I'm going to get busy for y'all for a little 12 minutes and give y'all a little something. Thank you to everybody that's coming in. I can see y'all. See y'all too. Okay, Jamal, you ready? Y'all ready?
Let's go.
Good. Little rusty, but I'm okay.
Man, listen. Man.
What do you think?
Listen. I'm not speechless very often. People on my page know that, and you know that.
I enjoyed doing that, man. It was a great workout for me tomorrow. I only do that for your show.
You blessed us, man, and like, yo, I can't thank you enough, man. I mean, like, you didn't have to do that. That was, you know what I mean. You could be like, no, I don't do that shit. On, you know, the audience not gonna come through clean, you know what I mean. But like, it was organic, and I you know, everybody on this page, you know, everybody that was in this and got to witness that is very, very appreciative, and thank you very, very much, man. Like,
thank you guys.
But my neck hurts right now, man. Like, I'm injured and shit. I'm about to sue you. It was whiplash, you know what I mean? Like, whiplash. That's you know what I mean? Like, no, seriously. Like, thank you, man. That was a gift for everybody that was in here, and to you know, to see that and hear that, and just, you know, have you be you and do you, because that's, yeah. So, yo, there was someone, he posted, he said he He said he had a baby. He has a baby. Had a baby strapped on his chest, and he was just dancing around. You know.
Yo, shouts, big shouts.
Motherfuckers said they're not going back to the job and shit. This is the fucking hell is done. He's like, fuck work. He's still here, so you gonna get in so yeah, we appreciate you. Before we let you go, man, what you got going on right now, man? And what should we be looking for from you in the future?
Oh, a lot of stuff, man. Thank you for asking that. Well, as you know, me and Rob have been doing the odd couple stuff again. Big shouts to Rob. We actually have a show coming up in New York at Beeswax in Queens, the new location. I'm pretty sure you guys know it. That's going to be on June 10th. We'll be there at 9 p.m. So we got that. And we're also going to be at this spot called Landmark Bar and Kitchen. That's in Dallas. That's going to be on July 18th. And I think the people that are doing it is KOTS. It's like a Dallas.
Battling somebody? Or you just...
Am I battling somebody?
Yeah, you guys battle? Because it made it seem like it's a battle. Or is it...
Yeah, it actually is. It's a battle of the DJs. I don't know exactly what to do. Rob can tell you better, but I think they might be promoting it like that because I've seen that too. I know there's us and a couple other DJs that are on the bill. So who knows? They might be doing that. I think it's more like a showcase, but I think they're promoting it like that. But that'd be kind of great. Again, that'll be really great if it is like that because that'll spark some, little competition thing going on in there, Yeah, so
all right, what else?
Big shout to Dallas. Big shout to Texas. We'll be there on the 18th. Big shouts to all the DJs out there. We also do, as you guys know, we do me and Sapphire. We do the Rewind show. If you guys tuned in, I'm pretty sure we do it every Sunday on B Minus Radio from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern.
Oh, Evil D.
Yeah, big shouts to Evil D and big shouts to Mr. Wall. Big shouts to B Minus as a whole. Great radio station, man. Big shouts to all the DJs on there. They've given us a big platform to exercise our skill, exercise the level, and just let us be DJs and let us just do what we're doing and just doing it. So big shouts to Evil D, big shouts to Mr. Wall, big shouts to B Minus Radio as a whole. Yeah. And also I have my album coming up. It's being mastered right now. It's called Reborn. It's actually going to come out through Fat Beats. I don't have a release date as of yet, but be looking forward to that. That's coming. It's in mastering right now. So stay posted on that. I would definitely have a release date. It's coming out through Fat Beats, and that should be pretty great. I have 13 great songs, great features. Big shouts to all the guys that helped me collaborate with the album that are on the album. I got to shout out Ill Bill and Vinny Paz. They're on my album. Big shouts to them. Big shouts to Dead Poets who helped with some of the production. They did one of the tracks. Big shouts to M. Dot. Big shouts to the Teb. Big shouts to C the Cuban and Chatio.
Big up C the Cuban, so.
And G-Way, as you were playing, that's one of the songs. Aton Noise, big shouts to him. So, and Mike Hands, big shouts to Mike Hands. Trying to get everybody in there,
Of course. And everybody you forgot, of course.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yes.
Dope, man. You got a lot of things in the pipeline. Listen, he said it because we got a lot of things going on, but listen, they got a show. Listen, fuck with my homegirl, DJ Sapphire. Listen, she is sick with it. She doesn't want to be on camera, but I got to show her. Hey. We had her on the show before.
What up, Jamal? How you doing? I was trying to hold the camera. I'm sore over here from holding the camera.
So now killing it. And so they got a show, Beat Minus Radio. You know what I'm saying? So check them out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Support the underground, support the real shit, man. And because there's a lot of bullshit out there, but there's also a lot of dope shit as well. And everybody can put the shit out. So it's like you can put out your shit. So support the shit. Like, stop complaining about shit and support this dope show right here. Right here.
Facts.
And we just had one of the best DJs in the motherfucking galaxy on do a live set for y'all. For nothing, you know what I'm saying? So support.
Thank you.
But real quick before we get out of here, let's give you a little our lineup. Next week we're gonna have DJs. Next week we got DJ Cut Nice, his brother. I think he's out. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, I'm knowing already.
All right.
I'm knowing already.
All right. Then we back up with our show, monthly show with Brother Jay from X Clan, Constant Elevation.
Beautiful.
We got Domingo the following week. We got Queens Get the Money again. Nutso. Nutso gonna be on the show. We got
Big
Scott
shout to
Free,
Nutso.
Loud Exec, A&R Scott Free on the show. We got our man Eat a Mad Assassin, West Coast Underground MC. So we packed it in, and we just had a fucking legend on, man. Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate you. My friends are legends. I appreciate you, man. I thank you again. It was an honor. And salute to everybody that was in the shit. And we'll get this up on the YouTube and all that. And keep doing what you do, man. We appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? You are appreciated here. Your contributions haven't gone unnoticed. And
Thank you.
We support you. Like, this on some real shit. Like we said, you're a nice dude, yo.
Thank you.
A nice guy. But whenever you be on the tables, you be looking like you about to kill somebody, yo. You look like, I'm like if I just, you look like you got like bodies all over the place. Thank you, man.
Thank you very much for having me tomorrow. Again, everybody that came in, I appreciate all of you guys. We do this for you. I do this for you, and I'm going to keep it going.
Yeah, so we here, man, support you. So let me know about the new album, you know what I'm saying? We'll try to give it some traction, and you know what I'm saying, and send it our way, and keep doing what you do. Check them out on radio, man, you know what I'm saying? They got a bunch of things going. Pick up DJ Sapphire on the cam, and yeah, we'll talk soon, brother.
Yes. God bless you, and peace and blessings to all. Bless you tomorrow.
All right, peace, family. Be good. Salute.